We're having a variety of building heights tonight. Thank you so much, Matt, for coming out here. There is a lot of grunt work in activism. And so to see people who can see what we're doing and can recognize the impact that we're having. I know for everybody, how many of you have canvassed? Yes! This is your moment. And also canvass for Valley Brown. Okay. In 2014, I was working an entry-level sales job, and of course my rent was insane. Everyone I knew was struggling, and we felt trapped. Everyone was debating moving or staying in a bad situation or putting off having kids, that's me, commuting hours a day, destroying their lives. Housing wasn't the main topic of conversation. It was the only thing we were talking about. We became housing obsessive people. I would tell my boss I was taking a coffee break to go over and give public comment in support of housing, any housing. And on one level, it felt like we were doing something, and on another level, the scale of the problem was so overwhelming. Some days I was so angry, and I may have taken it out on the commissioners a couple times. How could people have let it get this bad? And at City Hall, it was another world. It didn't matter what every academic was saying, what every newspaper article was saying, what every government-issued report was saying. There was always a very specific reason why this housing shouldn't be approved. And when we as random members of the community would get up there and say, we have a shortage of housing, we need more homes, please approve this housing, whether it was apartments or supportive housing or affordable housing or casitas in the backyard, the immediate reaction was, who is paying you to say this? And now I can say all of you. So thank you. It is a real honor to fight for more housing alongside all of you. This room gives me such incredible hope. And in the face of the political obstacles and the ugliness, frankly, that we have to sit through at hearings, that hope is very important. I was outside of a community meeting a couple of weeks ago, and I got into my normal conversation with a guy who was outraged at the idea of an apartment building near his home. And I said, well, doesn't it bother you that you're discriminating and keeping people out of your community? And he said, we're not discriminating. We're just keeping them out with high housing costs. We're not discriminating. I was surprised he said it out loud. Because of course it is. Skyrocketing rents, homelessness, displacement, exclusionary zoning, they are as much an injustice today as redlining was, and we will not stand for it. There are those who want us all to just go away. They are comfortable, change is bad, and someone else can take on the burden of more housing. Other community can take on the burden of more people. Housing is not a burden. Welcoming people into our communities makes them stronger, and we have to end this system where every new person means someone else is pushed out. That cannot stand any longer. YIMBY is the belief that we can welcome the stranger, that we can build dense, vibrant, walkable communities, that we can learn from one another's differences, that our children will thrive by being in schools with people who do not look like them. YIMBY is the unfinished work of racial and economic integration. It is recommitting ourselves to the promise that our children's lives can be better than our own, and it is part of what is literally necessary to save this planet. I want to tell you that we can do it because the truth is we have to. No one is coming to save us. And so we must save ourselves. There are no heroes, only groups of determined individuals committing themselves to change, committing ourselves to building the communities that we wish had been built for us. We will build a world where there is a home for everyone and where homelessness is an abomination we got rid of. And the truth is, nothing is holding us back. Nothing except the smallness of our politics. And so we must make them bigger. We must make our political institutions rise to the necessity of this moment. In every community, there is someone who sees the housing shortage as hurting a teacher, a firefighter, someone they love. Everyone is affected by this. And every time we raise our voices, people join us. And so I am asking all of you to raise your voices. Yes to people, yes to housing, yes in our backyards.